Well, welcome to the first of a kind event. I've never done anything quite like this, but I'm calling this the High Vibe Tribe Open House. We're basically made this available to the public as an opportunity for me to meet some folks that maybe I haven't met otherwise, and maybe even following the YouTube channel or my podcast, or even people that maybe knew me before the YouTube era of my life. And when I published a lot of books for musicians and authors and creative people. In fact, I know there's at least one who's joining us here right now for that. I'm Bob Baker, and you're probably here because of my YouTube channel. Maybe it's because of my podcast, and maybe it's because of the books I've published over the years. But this is just a casual event. It's not going to be a big presentation or anything. Really, it's just kind of like a getting to know you kind of situation here. And I'm recording this, and there's a good chance I might be posting it on YouTube. Perhaps you're watching that replay later. So actually, the first question that I have that maybe, I don't know, just go ahead and put it in the chat there. I'm going to give you opportunities to unmute so I can talk to you in a little bit. But I would love to know, where are you watching from? So if you have the ability to type something here in the chat or the comments, yeah, please put that in there. Lisa has acknowledged she's a part of my team, by the way. That's Lisa Shepard there. She's in Southern Oregon. Let's see here. Ohio. Let's see. Robin is from Ohio. Is it Vitale? I'm gonna have to make sure I get that pronunciation. Ottawa, Canada is in the house. Irvin is from Allen, Texas. Oh, we got another. Texas is strong here. Jennifer is from Fort Worth. We got, is it Maritza? Hope I'm pronouncing that right. From Houston, and then Rebecca is from Los Angeles. That is so cool. So we have, outside the U.S., we got Canada so far. Anyone? Because I know we have a global audience. Oh, Alexia joining from Atlanta, Georgia. Very cool. You know, as many times I've driven through Atlanta several times in my life. I've never actually stopped. I don't think maybe we stayed in a hotel near Atlanta going to or from Florida. But yeah, I need to stop and spend some time in Atlanta. Yeah, Lisa's originally from Texas, so wow, Texas strong here. That's awesome. Let me ask, and I know if you're driving or something, yeah, if you're not able to leave comments, do it safely. But if you're in a safe space and you know can access that, I would also like. Here's another question I want to ask. Again, is so where did you originally? And by the way, some of you may know that my partner in crime and in life is Pookie Lee, and she and I. She's gotten more and more involved in my YouTube channel, and we write music together. And she would love to be here, but she had some other stuff going on with her family this week, so she won't be joining us. So you just got me here. But I would like to know also in the comments, how did you first discover my work? It's probably either YouTube, it could be the Affirmation Meditation podcast too. A lot of people discover that on Apple or Spotify, or it could be like Dale here. Could be my books. It could be maybe we've been following me or known of me even prior to this YouTube era of affirmations. I would just love to know that, to get an idea. Let's see here. Irvin says YouTube. Robin says YouTube. Lisa, of course, YouTube. So Rebecca's a podcast, yeah. So I started that podcast like 4 years ago, not realizing, ever anticipating that it would grow to what it is now. Jennifer says YouTube 21-day challenge. Caitlin, hi there. I love your YouTube and your Monday messages. What are the Monday? You mean the text messages, Caitlin? That's probably what you're talking about there. You have a text list. Alexia says, I discovered you on YouTube. Hang on, I need to expand my chat box here because they're coming in fast and furious now. Discovered you on YouTube back in 2018, 19, and now I listen to you on Spotify. Cool. Vitale, Spotify podcast, and you search for positive affirmations and gratitude. Caitlin says she's also listened to the podcast, so that's cool. Yeah, I've been active online for decades. I mean, dating back to I embraced email and the internet back in the 90s when it was still in its infancy. And I pretty much, and back then I was just promoting myself, or kind of spreading my message as an author. Started off with my books on music marketing specifically. I had this really niche topic of inspiring musicians and teaching them how to promote themselves. It was just a topic that fascinated me. And here's I was this independent author in living in St. Louis, Missouri, which is not known as an entertainment mecca. And a lot of people said, "Oh, who are you to think you can do this from St. Louis? You need to live in Nashville," or I never worked with any major acts or anything. I was just a working musician myself who was curious, and I started interviewing people who were successful, and that ended up in articles and blog posts and books, and so that's how I got my start. And then I had success as an author promoting myself online, so then I started creating resources for authors and how I got the word out through whatever means there were, because way back in the early 2000s there was no Facebook or social media. It was like email and websites primarily. But when blogging came along, I jumped on that. Podcasting, 2015, I started doing that. I got out, my first YouTube video was posted in May of 2006. Yes. That's a long time. It was the second year that YouTube was even in existence when I started my channel there. But it wasn't until 2016 that I started doing, late in that year, that I started doing affirmations. And then over the course of that next year, periodically would post another one. And once I saw that people were really resonating with that, I just dove all in and committed to that. Kind of a little obsessed with it. Oh, David's from Tanzania, East Africa. That is so cool. I was looking for... Or Marisa said, "I was so sad when I was looking for a meditation channel on Spotify, and I found you." Well, hopefully you weren't sad after you found me. You were sad. Yeah, and that's another thing that I didn't realize when I was just posting these affirmations to trying to lift people's spirits, But I sort of never anticipated until I started getting feedback. And a lot of people seek these things out when they're going through low points in their life and they're really hurting, Could be from a relationship breakup, financial struggles, health issues, And so the fact that I can be there and be a catalyst, or a tool that you can use to get through those times is really heartwarming for me. Dina says, "Your music is awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that." Caitlin says, "I love the affirmations that raise your vibrations." So let me just check out a couple other comments, and then I want to start talking to some folks here. Yeah, I think I got a lot of them there. So there's a couple of ways that we can do this. Let's see here. So I would basically like to, yeah, if we've never met before on Zoom, I know some of you we've connected before, but I especially want to focus on people that maybe I'm meeting for the first time. You can either raise, if your video is on, you can raise your physical hand. Or Zoom gives you the ability to raise a digital hand, but let me know if you'd like to say hi. Just introduce yourself. Otherwise, I may start calling on people here. But who would like to? Especially if I have not met you before. We got. Oh, so I'm going to send you. Oops, where did she go? It was Nathalie. I just saw that raised her hand. Right. I keep moving around on my screen, so I can't. Yeah. So I just sent you a request to unmute. See if you can unmute and so we can hear you.
Hi,
Hello.
good morning.
Good morning. How do you pronounce your first name?
Nathalie.
Nathalie. So I got it right. All right, cool.
Yeah, I misspelled when I entered my names and I just didn't change it.
Awesome. So we've never met before. Nathalie, great to have you here. Where are you? You may have put in the comments already, but where are you watching
I'm the
from?
one from the Ottawa, Canada.
Oh, that's you're from Ottawa, Canada. Yeah. Representing. And so cool. So and how long ago did you discover the affirmations?
I would say no more than a few months.
Okay. Cool.
Although I have been practicing positive mindset and gratitude, but I keep searching for newer podcasts and new ideas.
That's awesome. That is so cool. What do you do in Ottawa? Nathalie?
I'm retired.
You are? Okay, good. Well, I hope are you enjoying your retirement years?
Yes, I am. I retired anyway. I won't go into a long story, but I retired more than 10 years ago for medical reasons.
Mm,
So I'm enjoying. This is my life now. I've made a new path. I can't say that I'm focusing on what retirement brings, but yeah, I just focus on my life brings.
that's awesome. Do you remember what it was, like what you were searching for when you discovered my work a few months ago? Was there a particular type of thing you were searching for? Or
I was looking at various podcasts and positive mindset, gratitude, affirmations are the typical buzzwords that I search for.
awesome, awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you discovered my work and that you must have gotten on the email list perhaps to be able to know about the Zoom call. I'm assuming, or you.
Correct. I registered as to receive a weekly affirmation, and the last one was an invite to the Zoom.
That's awesome. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, the text list. That's right. Yeah, I have an inspirational text list where I send an inspirational message most Mondays. But it's only
Yes,
good for numbers in just as an FYI for those of you listening. It's good for numbers in the U.S. and Canada only. And for people outside of that, I have a Telegram channel. That's another option. But thank you. So great to meet you, Nathalie. And I wish you well in Ottawa. And thank you for being a representative of Canada here. Very cool.
well, I wouldn't go that far, but yes, thank you.
You bet. I'm going to go ahead and mute you, and then I'm going to unmute or send a request for Irvin to unmute himself. Um, if you can do that, say something, Irvin.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, sir. How are you?
Oh yeah, I'm doing great. Oh, and we can see you too. I can tell right off
Yes.
the bat. You almost sound like you have a radio voice,
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
you speak very clearly there. Yeah. So what's your story? Remind me where you are and how you kind of we got connected, Irvin.
Well, I'm in Allen, Texas, and I listen to you daily. I'm
Okay.
one of the many Texas people that's on here, but I listen to you daily. I actually found you on YouTube, and I have a daily affirmation, encouragement, motivational playlist that I
Oh.
start my day with. And currently I think I've got 52 different um, uh, videos on there, and yours is at the top of the list.
Oh, that is so cool. 52. You got
Yeah.
one for every week of the year.
Well,
What
you know what?
what you?
I literally I try to listen to start my day. I put hopefully 20, 30 minutes into it. And throughout the day, I'll return to it and listen as much as I can. But I do a few different things that I wouldn't say they're stressful, but they're challenging.
Yeah.
I'm a pastor.
Oh.
I am a hospice chaplain. I am an insurance agent. What else do I do? I wear a
Wow.
few different hats,
I was gonna say
and
that's a lot
so
of different hats. Yeah.
yeah, I probably have about 8 jobs, and so many of them are servant related, and some of them are draining. You know, there are days that I have patients that are transitioning, and it's
Hmm.
kind of challenging, and I need to uplift and encourage myself. And those affirmations and videos help me to do that. So I appreciate you, and I'm really excited about this opportunity to meet you.
Oh, that is awesome. I'm so glad you came and shared that. Do you remember how long ago you discovered my affirmations? Was it just the past year or longer?
I want to say it was probably about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
It was on YouTube in particular. Yeah.
Yes, it was on
Very
YouTube,
cool.
and since that time, I've been following you, getting the Monday text messages. In fact, I usually respond to it with a heart or with a hand clap or something, and somebody responds back. I don't know if it's you or who it is, but it brightens my day, whoever it is.
Actually, sometimes it is me. I do go in and check them, but actually, you're going to meet her very soon. But Lisa Shepard there with their headphones on, her positive vibes only hoodie, which you
Oh,
She's where
cool.
there. She is actually like a community manager, and she handles a lot of uh, the things related to interacting with the public. So yeah, sometimes it may be her hitting those loves too. So it's good for you to meet her too. She's a
Exactly. Thank you, Lisa. She makes it worthwhile. She definitely
but
makes you look good.
I do go in and yeah, I do go in and check, and she makes me aware of like there's a if there's a comment that somebody says that requires my attention, she makes me aware of it, and a lot of those I not only read but will respond to personally, you know. But
Right.
Irvin, you bring up a good point. Like another thing that I'm blessed about with my YouTube channel is unlike other types of content on YouTube, is this stuff does lend itself to repeated listening. You know, like to
Yes.
the average YouTube video, like if you need to figure out how to repair your lawnmower, or you're looking for information on something, you might watch the video, you get what you need, and then you move on. Maybe you'll save it.
Exactly.
But yeah, there are literally people that queue up the same recording over and over, or my recordings every day, and it just I never. It was this like a realization that I had that's like, wow, that's pretty cool to be part of someone's world and be that kind of an earworm in their head, you know.
Exactly. And that's what it has been. It's kind of like, and I do my devotional time, my spiritual time, but I incorporate this as a part of my spiritual time. It is self-help, it is rejuvenating, and helps me to get to the right place so that I'm good when I see other people.
That is, yeah, because you got to fill your tank to be able to serve others, right?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Irvin. So great to meet you, and
Great
I
to
know
meet you, Bob.
we'll stay connected on all those different avenues that we talked about there.
I hope so. I would love to do that.
All right, cool, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you, sir. And then who else who maybe have not met prior on Zoom would like to come forward? You can raise your physical hand if you got your video on. You can raise your digital hand. Just let me know. I would love to say hi. I think I see Alexia there. I'm gonna send you a request to unmute. Are you able to? I know. Be safe in your car. There you go. I think I can.
Hi.
Well, hello there.
Hi there, Bob. How are you?
Oh, doing great. Remind me where where you're located again?
I am in Atlanta,
Oh, I
Georgia.
guess. Oh, that's right. You're the Atlantean there.
I'm in Atlanta. I'm originally from New York, but I grew up out here.
Oh,
I'm at a
that's
red light, so I can give you my attention now.
yeah, yeah. Please be safe.
Absolutely.
Whatever you do. I know I'm probably asking questions that you already answered in the chat. But are you a YouTuber? And how long ago did you?
Yes. So I discovered you back in 2018.
Oh, that's right.
My spiritual journey started around 2017. So, being in that alignment and searching things, I found you on YouTube. Very helpful. I love your spirit, your positivity. And recently I started listening to you on Spotify and
Cool. Do you,
love it.
the podcast in particular, or because
I
there's
listen to,
there's two
mhm,
ways of that I'm on Spotify and Apple. One is a podcast called the Affirmation Meditation Podcast, but the other is
yes.
actually I have digital albums, just like a musician or an artist that goes by the name Bob Baker's Inspiration Project. That I'm going to actually tell you that everybody about before we wrap things up a little bit later. But yeah, so there's a couple of different ways to
Okay. So I
find my
listen
stuff.
more of your motivational podcasts. I listen to more of that.
Okay. Because I have a couple, yeah, I have. So the affirmation meditation podcast is the main one, but I actually have two others that are kind of not as active. But one is a music marketing podcast, which goes back to what I did decades ago. Another one's called The Creative Entrepreneur, and I don't put as much time and effort into them because they have very small listenerships or whatever. Because I get so many views on the affirmation one. But so whichever one you're consuming, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're doing it.
Thank
So
you for putting it out there. It really makes a difference in my day. Yesterday I was kind of in a funk, but I put on your affirmations and I forgot which one it was, but you were like, just do it, just do it. So the things that I was kind of procrastinating on, I just kept hearing you in my head
oh
and
yeah.
I did it.
If you're gonna have something stuck in your head, yeah, then it might as well be something positive, right?
Yes.
That is so cool. And what do you do in Atlanta,
So
Alexia?
I'm a holistic skincare specialist. I'm an esthetician. So I help people with their skincare and I also help them with their internal health, as far as like things to eat and such. So my
That's
goal
cool.
is to have a wellness center, a holistic wellness center in the near future. And it's a journey, but I'm enjoying it, making the best out of it.
That is so cool. So it's great to meet you, and I know next. So we've actually talked. Pookie and I've talked about since we passed through Atlanta again on our way to Florida and back. You know, that's a pretty populous city, and we talked about like doing a meetup or some kind of an event there. We just never really put the pieces together to make that happen. But if we do, yeah, I would love to meet you.
I would love to meet. I would stay tuned in
Oh,
for sure.
all right, sounds good. All right, continue your safe drive there. Great, have an awesome day. I'm gonna mute you. Who else who maybe meeting for the first time wants to come in and say hi? I'm looking for a physical hand or a digital hand. Oh, I got Swami there. I'm gonna. That's the first hand that I saw go up. Well, hello.
Hello, good morning. My name is Tommy. I'm from India.
Oh, and you're there now in India? What time is it there?
It's 9 p.m.,
9. Okay, okay.
21 hours.
Yeah, that I know it's that's an interesting time zone because there's an extra half hour that's added compared to other time zones. So it's great to meet you. Did you discover the work through YouTube as well? Or?
Yes, I did. I did. I mean, I don't exactly remember the exact video, but I did see your video, and then I subscribed to your email. So I've been receiving your email. I think I got introduced to you last year, and I've been on and off, and I've been, your videos are very interesting. So
That's awesome. That's right. Do you remember what you were searching for when you discovered that first video, or any
um,
topic in particular?
I randomly, I'm an energy healer in India, and I do healing for people across. So I see a lot of videos on abundance frequencies, energy and all that stuff. So I think maybe I stumbled upon you by the keyword abundance.
Okay.
So
Oh, abundance. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff out on that.
yeah,
Another thing
yeah,
that surprised me, not surprised me, but I just interesting because when you're a YouTube creator, they give you a dashboard and they give you all these analytics. Basically, you can see they give you a lot of information about your audience and who's watching. And so, the United States, as far as like where people are located who are watching my videos, most of them are in the United States, but it's still like less than half. But a good chunk, like sometimes 10, 15%, depending on the video, are from India. And so I never really saw that coming or anticipate, but that I think it's great. So I know I have a lot of folks there who are listening to my stuff, which surprisingly, because you think of India as a place that has like already a lot of guru type people there,
yeah,
so
yeah.
but for some reason people are for a good reason, but people are resonating with my voice and what I bring to the table. So that's really, I love it. So, so thank you, Swami, for coming in and saying hi. I appreciate that. And
Thank you so much.
yeah,
Thank you for scheduling
enjoy the
doing the
rest of
live.
enjoy the rest of your evening there.
Thank you.
Awesome. Uh, Dina, did I see you start to raise your physical hand earlier, or was that the figment of my imagination? I'm gonna, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
I was actually trying to fix my screen, but
You got,
I'm glad that you saw that. So, because I was kind of shy, I'm like, well, I'm not going to say anything, but now I will.
well, something was compelling me to call on you, and that's the correct pronunciation, Dina.
Yes,
All right, I just want to make sure. But tell me your story again, where you're from, and how you kind of stumbled upon this work.
I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I just started listening to affirmations. I made a commitment to listen to affirmations back in 2015, and I stumbled across you on Pandora.
Okay.
Um, I think I typed in like an affirmation podcast, just searching for that, and then you popped up, and I listened, and I've been hooked ever since. I think my husband loves listening to you. Your music, like you just said, if you're gonna have something repeating in your head, why not make it something positive?
That is
So
so cool.
Yeah, it's just really cool. So we're just so appreciative of the work that you do. And we were interested in the High Vibe Tribe. So I said, well, I'll listen, I'll jump on to the meeting and then share the information with my hubby. So
Oh, that's very cool. Well, I'm so glad that you're doing that together as a couple. It's. I mean, yeah, a lot of people just do it on their own. You can do it as an individual, but when you're doing it as a team, whether it's a spouse or a friend or a group or whatever, it's even more powerful. I think
yeah.
when you're both on the same page. So that's really cool. Yeah, Pandora. So yeah, I know also from my analytics and my dashboard on the podcast that the majority of listeners come from Apple, and then it's Spotify. It's a pretty big. Those are the two biggies, and everything else. But I think Pandora, it's only like 3% or something, but it's like the next one on the list. And so I'm
Okay.
glad that you found it there. And another,
Yeah.
this is like just a little like, and I've been active online for a long time, so this is kind of like a little tip on labeling things, you know. And so I could have given the podcast a cutesy name or whatever, or something clever, but I decided to name it what it is and use the words that people might be searching for. So it's called the Affirmation Meditation Podcast with Bob Baker. So if you're searching for affirmations, meditations, or maybe you know me from YouTube and you're seeing if I have something, it's got my name in the title too. So I strategically chose it to be simple and hit it right on the head. And that sounds like how you discovered it.
Well, it was divine. The way that you were led to do that has been perfect. So it couldn't have been any more perfect for you to make that choice. So thank you
That's
to you
awesome.
and to Ruby. Just shout out to her too because she's awesome.
Oh, great. I will pass that on to her
Yeah.
for sure. I'm sorry she couldn't be here to say hi. And thanks for the compliment on the music. Cause yeah. And there's a whole world, a whole series and even more stuff that we do on the YouTube channel. So if you feel compelled, I'll be kind of toward the end of this, I'm going to direct you all to some different things where you can get a full dose of what we do. But great. I'm glad that I called on you, Dina.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thanks. Have fun in there in Philadelphia. All right. Let's see here. Anyone else? I could call on some people randomly here and just hey, Caitlin, have we ever met before? Are you in a position to speak from your car? Let's see.
Hi, Bob. Can you hear me?
I can. I want you to be safe too. But
Okay.
yeah. But so I don't know. Have we ever met on Zoom before?
No, this is a first for me.
Yay! And also, yeah, where are you from? And are you a YouTuber? Same kind of questions I ask everybody to start with, I guess.
I'm not a YouTuber. I am a mom, and I've been a stay-at-home mom for a long, long time, but we just moved from Oregon, so a new adventure for us. I love you, Bob. You're just such a positive aspect in my life, and just you help me to serve my family and keep positive, because a lot of stuff has come at us in our life, and I can't even remember when I found you, but like some of the other people, I just typed in positive affirmations, and you are by far my favorite. So I
Oh,
listen to you every single day, especially in the morning, because I mean, it just sets my day off right. And I hope my husband will someday join me. Like, that would bless me so much, because sometimes it feels like we're battling. Like, I'm Miss Positive and he's like, I don't want to
right.
say,
It,
but we're hoping that the sunshine in Arizona and the activities for our children are going to help us live our best life, and that we can help other people to better themselves too. So yeah, it's just we're at a new journey, just expanding and growing and all that. So
that is so awesome. So, oh, Caitlin, thank you so much for. I'm glad that I called on you, and thank you for sharing that. It just warms my heart. And
thank you.
and yeah, I want to acknowledge that. Yeah, again, people seek these things out when they're going through tough times, and so I hope that because I know there are people who maybe aren't so knowledgeable about affirmations, or whatever, think it's this fluffy, rainbows and unicorns and you're ignoring your problems. But that's never been my message. Yeah, life can be hard. There are many challenges that come up, and so you do these affirmations just to make those speed bumps. So you acknowledge them, but then a lot of times people will just start just part of their story, and they just live in this muck of what's wrong, and so I think affirmations will kind of remind you to pull you into leading the life that you want to live more often. And not every moment's going to be a giddy joyride, but I think you can increase those moments by focusing on how you want to feel, in each day. And so I'm glad that it's helped you in that way.
Oh yes.
All
it's
right.
like a reset button.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, reset. So that's very cool. All right, Caitlin, we'll continue to be safe there, and it's so great to meet you. I really appreciate that. I'm going to give some opportunities to to meet some other folks too, but I want to now just switch a little bit. And if you want to say hi later, well, we can definitely do that. But I want to introduce some folks that are kind of already in our kind of related to our High Vibe Tribe. We call it the High Vibe Tribe Open House. This is open to the public, but the High Vibe Tribe is actually an online platform. It's like our community. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. But I want to meet one person. I've already mentioned her earlier, but Lisa Shepard is there. She's in Southern Oregon. Lisa, are you able to? I think as a co-host, you should be able to unmute yourself. Can't you? So I just want to tell you about Lisa. We only connected like it's coming up on a year when I noticed on Facebook there was this person named Lisa Shepard who was like sharing all of our stuff on Facebook. It's like anytime I would put out a link to something positive, it's like Lisa Shepard shared it to her. Like, going, who is this Lisa Shepard? And so it was just at a time when I was wanting to build our team a little bit, because I'm kind of like a DIY guy through and through. I kind of created this whole, I'm a solo entrepreneur. So many years when I published books and all this stuff, I was doing everything on my own. And I kind of had fits and starts with delegating things. We all think, oh, I can't explain how people do this thing anyway, I've gotten better and better at it. And I reached out to Lisa. You remember the day, Lisa, and I said, hey, you want to have a Zoom call? I want to find out what's your deal. you remember that?
I remember, yes. I do remember. I was very nervous.
And you had never used Zoom before, so you had all those technical hurdles, and then you're meeting this guy that you've been following for a while, right? And I asked.
Yes, it was very intimidating for me.
And we had a conversation, and I was doing a 30-day abundance program, and I actually asked you and also Holly, who's here, our longtime friend from Australia, from Melbourne, but I think she's in Dubai right now. And you both were like moderators in this Facebook group that we had. And I just asked you, hey, you want to just kind of get your feet wet, helping us out here, because since you're so proactive. And then that led to Lisa did such a great job that I said, hey, you want to get more involved with our team? And little by little, I kept on giving her more work to do, and she's like our main. It's part-time, but it's she's our main person that we rely on, and her main job is like community interactions. She's the person who will greet you in our High Vibe Tribe community. She helps with YouTube approving YouTube comments and interactions. So basically, all the interactions with people. Lisa's involved with in some way, and as I mentioned earlier, she'll make me aware of more meaningful comments or things that I need to respond to personally. She's not like acting as if she's me all the time, unless she's just hitting the love or heart button or whatever. So anyway, Lisa, yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm talking more about. I want to hear you speak. What's been your experience working with us over the past coming up on a 9 months to a year?
Yeah, that year's gone by really quick. Oh, it is amazing. My life has just grown and blossomed, and I've grown and blossomed, and this tribe, they're my family. It's an extension of my life now, and I can't imagine my life without it. Honestly, I get to be involved with so many wonderful people that are doing so many wonderful things in the world. And it just, I can't, words can't describe what this community has done for me, and how much I enjoy getting to do what I do, and just what Bob Baker, I came from affirmations too. That's why I was sharing all this stuff, because they were so beneficial to me. And if just one other person they helped, that's the reason I was sharing them. So that's how I became involved with Bob, because
Yeah. And
it
you
is an
have,
impact on my
and you,
life.
I know,
And so I'm glad I get to be part of the process.
and I know your story. We don't have to go in. I mean, we don't have to elaborate on it. But I do know, because you've shared this with us, that when you sought out affirmations yourself, maybe 3 or more years ago, it was kind of a dark, the dark night of the soul, or a low point in your life that you have
Very much
risen
so.
above. And so I'm so proud of you for taking the reins of your life. So you're a living embodiment of this work, so like you're the perfect person, because you have empathy for other people that are going through these same struggles, and you just have I can't say enough about. We love Lisa so much, and what she brings. She's a great representative for us as kind of the face of a lot of the public interaction on our different platforms. So thank you. Hey, Holly, are you? Do you mind popping in here and saying? Yeah, I think you're unmuted now.
Hi everyone.
So
Yes.
so Holly, again, Holly lives in Melbourne, Australia, but she also spends time in Dubai, and she's from India. But you've been part of our programs and things for a good 2.5, maybe 3. I don't know, 3 years, right?
Longer. I've been silent with you for a year, like around 2018. And then I approached you around October 2019, just before the COVID. And yeah. I mean, you guys are a part of my life. Even just now, I rushed from work. I didn't stop for dinner because I said I'll be late. I just wanted to be here and just meet everybody and just experience the vibes. I mean, like, being social these days takes on different forms. You can meet people on Zoom, or you can meet people physically. And Bob, you have done so much. You are a part of my life. You are a game changer. You and Cookie, you just contribute so much. My goal is to just maximize, optimize every day I live, because every day lived well is weeks, months, and a life lived well. And you guys help me do that. You and everyone here. This is my 4th year with you all. I'm a bit silent because I have a lot going on in life in terms of a job, etc. But you are an integral part of my life and world. I start my day with you every single day. I kind of end my day with you, but yeah, I definitely the first thing in the morning. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing it. And yeah, you're right. You talked about it's a little bit like that movie Groundhog Day. It's like, so like personal development is not like a one and done. Like, oh, I finally figured it out. I've reached nirvana. Now I'm set for life. It's a recommitment every day, every morning.
Shower. It's like taking a shower or something. You just have to keep doing it every day.
Shower yourself in affirmations, right? Bathe in affirmations. And so yeah, it's an ongoing, to be able to make that your go-to strategy. So yeah, I've been talking a lot lately about the importance of self-identity, because a lot of times when we set goals or we want to live a more positive life, we're like setting a goal for it, and we have these daily practices that sometimes we have to have discipline and willpower to continue to do them. And at first you might feel a little like an imposter syndrome or something. These affirmations don't seem real, but if you stay at it, it actually you do start to evolve to where it becomes more and more a part of who you are, and that's really the goal. Is you're positive and you have a positive outlet, because that's simply who you are, not something that you're trying to aspire to be. But at first, you have to go through those awkward stages of aspiring to be that before you sort of readjust your set point or whatever. Yeah. So who said it earlier? Is it Caitlin? I think said, like, it was hit the reset button, but you want that reset to be at a certain level, and you can raise it over time. I believe that's kind of like what personal development is. I don't know. So it just reminded me to share that. But Holly, thank you so much for being here. And
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
because I
you.
not only wanted to use this opportunity for the open house to meet people I've never met before, like we've done, but also for you to meet some of the people that are just part of our ongoing tribe. I want to share a couple things here, and then after that, if anyone else who maybe came in later that still wants to say hi before we wrap things up, I want to give you the opportunity to do that. But I'm going to share my screen here. Let me get on the right thing. So we talked about this.
To
Oh,
speak,
I'm sorry.
Maritza? No, I think it's Maritza that wants to speak. She said, "Don't forget about me." I
Okay.
just thought maybe she wants to speak.
Oh, would you like to say hi now? Let's go ahead and do that before I get in. I'm going to send you a request to unmute Maritza.
Hello.
Hello there. Did I get your first name semi right?
Yes, you're right.
There you are. Oh, great. It's great to see you too. Yay.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Finally, I met you after 2 years.
So you've been listening for 2 years?
Yes, and actually, I would like to just talk or summarize everything just because I know you had a lot to cover.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from South America, originally from South America, but I live here in Houston for many years. And 2 years ago, I was living in Moldova. And I was the person that when you say, oh, please, no people from other countries, just Canada and USA. And I was, oh, man, I missed it.
Oh,
I
the
couldn't
text list?
communicate with you.
Yeah.
But now I'm in Houston. I came back. But I just want to say this because, like everybody said, you are part of my life too. And I just want to say thank you for all the talents that you have, because I reborn in many ways. And I say reborn because I went back to school. I had 2 children, but they went to school, and I decided to go to school, back to school. And my field is dentistry. And I went to study in Moldova. The thing is that in those, part of my life, then everybody, you're looking for help and everybody saying, no, 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 no. I found you. And the way that I found you made me feel like I can do this. I can do this. And guess what? In July 15 of this year, I graduated as a dentist from Moldova, of course, and in the process to do my second phase, studying hard for my boards and my American dental exams and those kind of stuff. But from my heart, I just want to tell you that you always been there. And this is the funny part. When I used to go in the bus, because over there you don't have car like here in the USA, then you had everything, available for you, comfortable life. No, Moldova was a big challenge for me, but I made it, And every time that I went to the bus, I put my earphones, and I was Mr. Bob there every single day, every single morning, every single afternoon, no matter what if I had a hard day in the university, you were in my ears and my heart, and I can do this. And a little bit more, the most that I love, beside the morning affirmations, it was the challenge 7 days money manifestation.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guess what? Every single day since I started doing your manifestations, every single day I used to find money everywhere I go on the ground. I was Mr. Bud. and I just say thank you, because you open my mind, you open my heart. I have a relationship even with God, and money is a bless. It's not like we used to think, oh, money is bad. No, money is a bless. And thank you for those affirmations, for all your encouragement to us, to people that sometimes we feel like, oh my gosh, this is my last day. No, every day is a new day. And I'm so happy to meet you today in the beautiful community that you had over there.
Oh
Thank
my
you, Bob.
God.
Thank you.
Wow. I'm so glad that you made yourself known, and they reminded me that you wanted us to speak here. That I can't tell. I'm just like, I'm really touched by what you shared. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. And hearing things
Thank
like
you.
this from all of you, it gives me the fuel. That's the reason that we do what we do. And I say we because my wife Pookie, I said I was wishing
Or
that,
I love her.
yeah, and for those of you who haven't heard much of our music, yeah, I would love for you to be exposed to that too. But that's another. But thank you so much. Wow, for
Yeah,
sharing
and
that.
I found you in Spotify, but I went to YouTube.
Oh,
And I
good.
have you in both
Yeah,
YouTube and Spotify.
YouTube's always the primary platforms where most,
Oh,
everything is.
yes.
Well,
Okay.
awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm glad that
Thank you.
you did. And since we talked about the text list, I'm going to have to share that number before we wrap things up. But I just want to talk about make you aware of a couple of things, other ways to consume this. I was going to keep this to an hour or so, but I'm happy to go over if I can get this in, and anybody else who we haven't chatted with would like to say hi. But let me share my screen real quick, and let's see here. So I want to just remind you about the High Vibe Tribe. So this is if you go to my website is bobbakerinspiration.com, bobbakerinspiration.com. And if you go to that page, you'll see there's a tribe link right up there. You can also go to bobbakerinspiration.com/tribe to come to this page. But basically, this tells you about this online community that we have. I think there's just 60 or 70 people maybe in it right now, and Holly's in it. Of course, Lisa's kind of the community manager there. Robin, who's joined us, who we haven't heard from yet, is also. I mean, the Robin with a Y. There's a couple Robins here. I just realized is also a member. But it was a whole lot of bells and whistles. I'm just going to tell you about it real quickly, but you can go to this page to find out. But we have live Zoom calls. It says every week, but lately we've been doing like 6 to 8 events throughout the month. So sometimes there's a couple of events or so every week. We have live Zoom calls like this, but there's a format. This was a little bit more organic and casual. I just wanted to get to know people. But we have either Pookie and I will lead something. Pookie does like a monthly meditation. I'll do some kind of a class or something. Also, I have these once a month. I do something called the Art of Spontaneity, where we use improv games just to have fun and be silly. Actually, Lisa and Holly are regular attendees of that. That's definitely lighthearted. But on some of the other ones, especially when Pookie's involved, we get into some deep stuff too, and so we cover the full range of emotions. But we have a lot of Zoom events throughout the month. We got inspiring discussion forums, and this doesn't take place on a private Facebook group. It's a platform called Circle that was built just for online communities, and it's very robust, and we really love it. You get a searchable member directory, so we really encourage people to connect with each other. And you can look each other up there if you see someone you want to connect with who you saw on a Zoom call, or leave a comment or something. There's also a growing digital library of stuff that Pookie and I've created, like our music. There's affirmations. There's just inspirational things that you probably weren't even aware of, because we've done so much stuff over the years. Calendar of events. All the Zoom calls are recorded, and there's a replay section there where you can watch them back because you just can't make all of them. There's so many of them, and you can access it through a web browser, or you can access it through a free app that you can use. There's multiple ways. And just so you know, this is a paid thing. What I recommend is that quarterly subscription there. So one payment every 3 months of $99 comes down to like $33 a month for all those bells and whistles there. But there's a monthly option too of $36 per month or $99 every quarter. And so if you just want to get a big dose of this kind of stuff on a regular basis and become part of the tribe, and you're going to make a lot of new friends, then I would encourage you to check that out. I have a video. I wonder if I should play this video, because we already got a lot of inspirational messages, so maybe I'll skip that. But I want to let you know about a couple of other things. Every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Is that the right time? Yes. Pookie and I stream live on my YouTube channel. It's called Sunday Inspiration Live. We've been doing it every week for over 2.5 years. So if you're not aware of that, or especially if you listen to the podcast or whatever, if you're available at that time, just come to my channel. You can, and hopefully you can subscribe to it. But you see there's a whole lot of links across the top. If you usually come to the channel, you come to the home page here. But click on this live button there, and you'll see, I'll usually post it a couple hours before we go live, and it'll say upcoming, and you can just click there, and that's the page where we'll stream live. We do it every Sunday morning, and people can interact in the text chat, and we play songs, and we deliver a message, and there's a silly section called Bob's Comedy Corner. I tell some jokes. And so a lot of people, we never refer to it as church or ministry or anything, but a lot of people say it's kind of like their form of church, So if you don't have another place where you go at that time on Sundays, come and check that out. And then you can watch the replay later too if you miss it live. So that's another way to interact with us and our community. We have a lot of regulars that show up there on Sunday mornings. And then a lot of people have talked about Spotify, and a lot of you have listened to the podcast, which is great, but I want to make you aware of, if you search Spotify for Bob Baker's Inspiration Project, that's like my artist name, and so it shows up in a different part of Spotify where all the music does, and I have like 16 albums now. See the discography and the latest one just came out like last week. It's the musical Affirmations, where I speak over like beats and rhythms. So that's a whole album of that. But there's just a whole another way that you can consume my content on Spotify. This is like a reverse chronological order. Raise your vibration. There's pep talks, words of encouragement, the top 10 most powerful affirmations. It's a whole series of my top 10 and best of type of stuff. So so search, but that's separate from the podcast. So you need to look for Bob Baker's Inspiration Project on Spotify. I guess you can find it on Apple too. And then a couple years ago, I came out with a book. I've written and published 16 books, most of them for creative types and about marketing and building a career in the arts. But the only book so far that I've got out related to the YouTube channel is called The Power of Affirmations and Positive Self-Talk. It's available on Amazon in like 13 countries. It's available as a paperback, as an ebook, as an audiobook. So it's on Audible, all the places where you get those things. If you're in the U.S., and we're shipping to a U.S. address for just $25. You can get an autographed copy that myself and Pookie would be happy to sign, along with a copy of our Opening Up to the Good CD, if you have a CD player. But if that speaks to you, you can come to this page. It's just a Bob Baker Affirmations book, right? It's .com/book, or you click the book tab. So if you don't have that, if that's something you might want to have, you get an autographed copy directly from us this way for just $25 total. We'll priority mail ship that to you, but it has to be a U.S. address. It's just too expensive and complicated to ship internationally, unfortunately. So I would get those through Amazon. And then let me stop sharing here. And Lisa, we need to, what about, iTunes, Apple Music. Yeah. So I think I already answered that question, Irvin, that the Bob Baker's Inspiration Project is also available on Apple, pretty much wherever streaming music is. I don't know. I use Spotify more, so I'm always sending people there, but you can find it wherever music is streamed. Let's find that text number. I don't have an image or graphic for it, but I can do it real quick here. I'm not able to copy and paste it. Copy. Here we go. If you're in the US or Canada and you want to get like an inspirational text, you just put it in there. Okay, cool. Thank you, Lisa. See how efficient she is, what I do without Lisa Shepard. The 314 742 8339. Just send any text there to that number, and you'll pretty much right away get a response back. I think it'll ask you to confirm some information about yourself. I think you really need to not skip this second step. Hopefully you'll get that autoresponder and you'll fill it out. Just put your name, your location, birthday, because we send out little birthday greetings too. And then confirm that. And then that should officially get you on the list. And I send out one text, usually on Mondays, just like an inspirational message. And then a lot of folks found out about this open house because that was my message on Monday, making you aware of this. And so those are just some ways that you can play with us. But we would love to see you on more Zoom calls and remember, in the High Vibe Tribe if that speaks to you. Otherwise, keep watching on YouTube and and the podcast and however you consume this stuff. As I look around here, I think I spoke to everyone for the most part. But before we hit the recording button, I know I talked to Dale and Jennifer. Alexia, did we already talk? Did we already talk to you? I think so. But my short-term memory is going. So, hey, Dale, are you unmuted currently?
What, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I know we spoke before but yeah, so you and I probably go back further than a lot of the people here because you were reading some of my music marketing books years ago, right?
Yes. Yeah. You'd make an excellent football coach.
How is that?
Because all the information you give, as most of us know, is very concise, and it works. Because of you specifically, I am not the type to extend myself. I decided to extend myself a bit. I write affirmations on Twitter. Also, I became a BMI songwriter and composer. I'm not selling anything at the moment, but it allowed me, your coaching has allowed me to sort of blossom a bit and take responsibility for the good work that I do.
That's awesome. Cool. I love being that person that kind of lights a fire to get you off your butt and to do things or try things that you maybe have been procrastinating on or you've been afraid of or whatever, right? And so, yeah, I love hearing those stories, Dale. Do you remember? Is the Guerrilla Music Marketing Handbook? Is that ring up a bell?
Yes. Yeah.
So
What's interesting is that these are very timeless pieces of advice and coaching that you give, and the results aren't financial at the moment. But for me to survive the past 2 years because of people like you and dear friends that I have, I've had 5 stents, Bob. I'm still talking.
Yeah.
So,
whoops.
Your advice is one thing, but for your advice to work is very revealing, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm part of. I haven't signed up for the High Vibe Club yet, but I'll tell you, you give off those vibes, and what you say works.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Dale. And yeah, for years when I wrote these music marketing books and resources and classes, it's about tactical things, of course, but there was always this because of my own journey through personal development, there was always this underpinning of positive thinking and mindset. And so it was actually a natural evolution for me to go into affirmations and to a more general audience. And so I'm just kind of so I'm really glad that's resonating. But I still have those music marketing books, and it's still near and dear to my heart because that's where I kind of got my start as an author and a online personality or whatever you want to call that. But so thanks again, Dale, and continued success with your health too.
Thank you, Bob.
That's important. I'm going to mute you. And hey, Jennifer, I know we spoke before the recording. You mind coming in and just saying hi to the folks so you get on the official recording? So yeah, so you, but yeah, I know we've interacted quite a bit, and we see you on Sunday mornings, right? Tell us your story about your interaction with all this stuff here.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Jennifer Reeser. Bob, I came across your stuff. I was in a down place, and I was looking for a way to come back up and get out of the funk that I was in. I was in a very angry place over some injustice that was done to a grandchild of mine, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I had to find a space that I could release that anger and that sadness and not take it out on those that I loved. And I came across one of your, I'm gonna cry. I came across one of your 21-day challenges. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna commit to myself. I'm gonna commit to my family. And wow, I didn't know this was gonna happen.
That's okay.
It brought me out of a place that was very dark. I was going backwards into a deep depression because I physically couldn't do anything, and there was nothing I could do for justice for my granddaughter. And you and Pookie brought me to a space where there's so much joy.
Oh.
And it's okay to go through the emotions. It's okay to go through all the feelings and do the things I need to do. And I've slowly come into this person that I didn't know was there.
Wow.
Every day I wake up and I've got a smile on my face. I listen to you guys every morning. I have my own rituals, like Irvin was saying. Like I have my own things in the morning that I do. You and Pookie are right there at the top, like always. Like I hear your music playing in my head. I sing it. I sing it to my great nephews. You know, so I'm very grateful to be in the space that I'm in because of you and your wife. And and I don't always, and I'm not always active in a lot of things because I tend to process by myself. I tend to do a lot of work on my own. I'm working on some things that I'm slowly making public. I'm just beginning to work on a book. I want to teach children about death and dying and what's after, and making it more of a topic that people can be more comfortable with, because I've experienced more death in my life than most have their entire lives.
Wow.
And it's something that I feel is very important to my heart. I have an autistic grandson that just came to the realization that, you know, his great grandparents are old and they're going to die. And so I started a YouTube channel, and I've only got one video out. I've got another one I'm getting ready to publish, and it's about just helping parents and helping people talk to these children about what's natural in life. I mean, death is just as natural as birth, and it's just as beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just as beautiful as childbirth. And I want that to be, I know it sounds so odd, even coming out of my own mouth, like it's a topic of discussion around the dinner table. Like, you know, what do we want people to do? Like if we become ill and we can't speak anymore, how do we want those people to be around us? Do we want those people to be around us? How do we want to be treated? You know, so that's where I come into this space of my own with your and your wife's help, with some other people as well. But you have inspired me to be okay with who I am.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yes.
and be authentic and be my quirky self. And we can do all these fun things and have all these hard conversations and still have fun in the process. We can still dance about it. Like, you know, we can still have joy with
Absolutely. Be weird and and be proud of it.
Yes, right. So I want to thank you for inspiring me in that way.
Wow, that is so touching. Thank you for sharing that, Jennifer. And just what you were talking about is acknowledging, well, I guess death and the inevitable. We're all mortal beings.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a guy named Ryan Holiday on YouTube lately, and he's into Stoicism, which is like a philosophy that goes back to ancient Greece and Rome. And one of the things the Stoics, I guess they lived in a time, you know, obviously many centuries ago, the long life was not guaranteed. That, you know, a lot of, I mean, infants died in childbirth and people didn't live long, and there was plagues and blah, blah, blah. And so like death was a constant thing. And so I think they actually had like little like skull type of thing. I don't know, something that they reminded themselves that life is fleeting. You never know where you're going to go, because they saw it around them all the time. And so to make the most of so that, I mean, on one hand, it's like dark to think about our mortality.
Right.
And depressing, but if you use it as a catalyst to live in the moment and make the best while we're here, then it can be a helpful thing, you know.
Yes, because that whole statement of YOLO, you only live once.
Mm-hmm.
No, we only die once. We live every single moment.
Ooh.
How we choose to live it. What are we bringing to the world? Like, look at what you're bringing to the world. You know, Pookie, even through all the stuff that you're going through and everything that Pookie's going through. Everything that you guys are going through right now, currently.
Yeah, you're aware of it.
And you share it with everyone, but you still have that joy that you bring forth also, you know, and it's okay to have that. Like, we don't need to stay stuck in that sadness. We don't need to stay in that dark place. You know, we can have the light with all those things.
I love the way you said that, because you want to acknowledge it. You don't want to suppress it or stuff it down. You want to fully feel those feelings, but then yeah, as soon as when the time is right, come back to how you want to live your life. And even when people, we're very sad when somebody close to us, especially if it's a spouse or a child or a parent, whatever, that is no longer here, and when you're in this dark place. But then I always ask yourself, how would they want you to live your life? Would they want you to just be in grief for for years on end? No, they want you to be happy. So the best way to honor them is to live your life to the fullest, right?
Yes, right, correct.
So
Correct.
I love that. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I'm glad I came back to you, even though we spoke at the beginning there. That was awesome. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you very much.
You bet. I'll pass all these messages on to Pookie too. And that's before we wrap up, I just want to say, my friend Pete there, looks like let me send you a request to unmute. Let's say hi to you and kind of wrap things up here. But hey Pete, how's it going?
Oh, I wanted to get here earlier. It's been a busy summer, man. I love what you're doing always, Bob. I can, pretty much just, repeat everything everybody just said about you and the greatness that you're bringing into this world. And yeah, super grateful for you guys, man. I'm out here in the hill working and.
Okay, so you are in St. Louis this week.
I know. I travel like you guys. Yeah, I've been traveling all summer. It's been great, but yeah, I'm back in St. Louis. So.
Are you working on a mural or anything there? Or?
I'm actually working on a new mural for this brewery in St. Louis called Four Hands.
Oh yeah.
And I'm actually as I'm listening and watching, I was just working on some I guess a final drawing for what I'm going to do for the mural. So
cool.
Yeah.
So if you didn't pick up on that, Pete is an artist, and he does a lot of murals and a lot of is very inspired by is it Keith Haring, right? Was your kind of
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I use spray paint and that type of thing. So some people kind of put me in that category of graffiti. But if you guys are familiar with Keith Haring, he's a street artist and I'm a street artist, and I use eyes, almost like third eye consciousness eyes, to wake up the streets and in my murals. And yeah, if you guys want to see my art, it's eyes on Instagram. That's eyes with a Z. So yeah.
That's right. You see, he's got I, and he never writes the word I. It's always EY.
Yeah,
like
I fully embrace it. Yes, sir. Right. Totally. When I type it, everything. I think that's really why, any artist that has been successful is they fully embrace what they do. They fully, I don't know. I believe in what I do. I believe in what I do. And I believe in you all. Yeah. And I appreciate all the affirmations. I do these every day, Bob. You've just been, I don't know. We need to connect again soon, man. Are you in town right now?
We are. We probably won't leave till like middle October. So we'll have to connect.
I would love to connect. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, we visited Pete's home studio a few months back or earlier this year or something. We had a blast. So very cool.
It's Pee Wee's Playhouse. That's what I call it. Pee Wee's Playhouse. Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, I've seen Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Just kind of imagine that house, but with a lot of eyes and art. So, but yeah, that was such a cool night, man. I resonated on the vibe that we all had sitting on the front porch, and and just learning that you do a lot of painting and art too. That is so awesome, man.
I haven't in recent years, but I have over the years. I shared some of that with you, so I can So I have an affinity.
Don't lose it, Bob.
Don't
lose it.
I got to make some space in the house here so I can paint again. So I'm going to actually ask everyone to unmute here, and just feel free to unmute and just give a final hoot and holler and anything you want to say in an open, like the old party lines. So are you happy you came?
Fantastic
Being here
today.
this morning.
Yay.
I'm elated to be here. Fantastic.
That is so cool. So Dale, Jennifer, Caitlin, Holly, Alexia, Maritza, Pete, and Irvin. Let's give a final hoot and holler. Woo hoo hoo!
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for all the hard work.